story, but I have to get something to drink first. Hold on. All right, I'm going to tell you a story and every bit of it's true, and I promise. Okay, so in the 1960s, Sonny and I were very famous, and then our career took a nosedive, and we had no job, and we had no money, and we owed the government $278,000. Like you do. And so Son said, you're going to put on a dress, and I'm going to put on a tux, and then we're going to play dinner theaters. And I was thinking, you know, beautiful places with women in long gowns and velvet ropes and limousines, and yet that's not what we did. What we played was more like if hookers and strippers married, I don't know. It was terrible. It was really terrible. Our first gig was the Elmwood Casino. And it was terrible. And but we had 2 shows a night, 7 nights a week. And our first show wasn't really bad because the audience were eating. It was the dinner show, and they were eating, and it was kind of more like, eating. Oh, they suck. Eating. And then the midnight show, when the 5 people showed up, they hated us. And I always thought that, well, the drunker they got, the more talented we would seem. But that didn't work out either. So one night, I just got pissed off, and I turned my back on the audience, and I went over to the band, and I started making them laugh, and Sonny thought that was funny. And then he and I started making each other laugh, and did you see the Sonny and Cher show? So those monologues came from all these harbor places that we played for 2 years. So when Son and I parted, I did the same thing. I made up my monologues, like you say something, and if it's funny, you keep it, and if it's not, you kick it to the curb. But then one night, I just decided I wasn't happy with it, and I decided to tell everybody about the 2 nights it took me to turn 40. By Cher. I can't bend in this damn thing because it's like iron. Okay, so it was the night of May 19th, and I was with my best friend Polly, and we were at my favorite nightclub called Heartbreak, and we were sitting there, and we were sitting on these red leather banquettes, and you know, they kind of are half circles, and then there's a table, and then there's a part that goes up like that. So we were sitting up like that with our legs crossed, kind of like High Sailor New in Town. And my dress was up to here, my top was down to there, and all I kept thinking was, you're 40 and you're still so hot. I was a very superficial 40. Anyway, so, well look, I was just about to make Moonstruck, and Nicky Cage played opposite me, and he was 21, okay? And I looked better than he did. Okay, so Polly and I were just up there looking around, and I was thinking, this is the best night, I'm having so much fun. Everything is fabulous, and then, my God, Polly, okay, every woman is going to understand this before I even get it out of my mouth. Polly, don't look now. Don't look now, but over my right shoulder is the cutest guy I have ever seen. Paulette gets off of the thing, and she goes, Where? Where is he? Is that him? Oh my God, he's cute. I've actually punched her. I punched her so hard she has bruises. Anyway, so his name was Robert Camilletti, and that's another story. So anyway, that night we were flirting, and nothing, it was just stupid, so I got bored and went home. And I was staying at my friend's hotel, my lovely friend. He had just gotten out of, the short one is jail and the long one is prison. He had just gotten out of prison. And, yeah, for tax evasion. like you do. And he was letting me stay in his fabulous hotel, and it was fabulous and wonderful. And he had owned Studio 54, so he was my friend. So I went to sleep that night dreaming, wonderful dreams about being 40. And then in the morning, my telephone rang, and this man said, "Hi, Cher." I went, "Yeah." And he said, "I just wanted to tell you something. Now, please don't clap. Just trust me on this. Don't clap." So his name was George Miller, and he was the director of Witches of Eastwick. No clapping, no clapping. You'll trust me. Okay. And so I said, "Oh, hi, George, how are you?" And he said, "Well, I just don't want you in my movie. And Jack and I, Nicholson, decided that you're not sexy and you're too old." Yes. Good morning, 40. It was terrible, and because I'd wanted that movie so much, my heart was broken, and tears were streaming down my eyes, or out of my eyes down into my cheeks. And usually in Hollywood, when someone insults you, they hang up immediately afterwards. But George Miller was from Australia, so he just kept on going. And he didn't like my walk or my talk or the way I laughed. He didn't like anything about me. And finally, I said, as he was on the "I don't like the way you look, I don't like the way you talk, I don't like the way you laugh," blah, blah, blah. I finally said, "Okay, look, motherfucker." You didn't find me under a barrel. I've been nominated for Academy Award for Silkwood, and I won the Best Actress in the Cannes Film Festival for Mask, and so have I hung up. So, but anyway, the tears were still strolling down my cheeks. They were just like coming out. And then I thought, all of a sudden, I thought, these are fabulous tears. These are the type of tears that actresses pray for. I got one once in Moonstruck, just one tear. And I was thinking, this is so fabulous. And if you turn your head just right, you look like a Madonna. Not the blonde one. And then I thought, okay, you're talking about your tears and you just lost your job and you're crazy and I'm not talking to you anymore. Okay, so at that moment my kids came in with 2 bellboys and a cake. And they were singing happy birthday, like, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Mom, happy birthday to you. And then they looked at me and they went, "Mom, you're crying. Mom, why are you crying?" And so I went, because when you get to be when you get to be an older woman, not an old woman, but an older woman, and you're very, very happy, you just cry from happiness. And they said, okay, and I said, okay, run along, we'll have the cake later. Okay. Oh, I forgot a piece. Hold on, I usually go here if I blow it. Okay, so I was staying at my friend's fabulous place, and I owed him $28,000 and I didn't have it. Okay, now there's one more part, okay. All right, now, I have to come here. So, this is gonna seem like a non sequitur, but if you just stay with me, I promise it'll all come together in the end. It'll seem really strange. So, since the beginning of the David Letterman show, he had been begging me to come on, and I never would. Okay. So, before my birthday, 3 days before my birthday, they called and they said, "How would you like to spend your birthday with Dave?" And I said, "I would love to, for $28,000. And they said, "We don't do that." I said, "Well, then neither do I." And about 20 minutes later, they called me back and they went, "Okay." And I was like, "Cha-ching." So, well, while we're on the the telephone, the producer said, Cher, you know, just level with me. Why haven't you ever wanted to do the show with Dave? And I said, well, because he's very talented and he's really funny, but if he gets a guest on that he doesn't like or thinks is beneath him, he can be kind of an asshole. Well, he could. And anyway, so the producer agreed with me and we hung up. So that night was the night of my birthday and I looked like a bad woman. And I don't know why. Anyway, so we were talking and he was here and he was being funny and I was here and I was being funny. He was here being funny, I was here being funnier. And then, all of a sudden, he looked at me and he said, so tell me, Cher, why haven't you ever wanted to be on my show? And my head exploded. Because in those days you couldn't say anything, you know, nothing, not even ass, nothing. So I'm trying to think of all kinds of things because I don't want to lie because then the interview will be over for me and I'm going on and I'm thinking and before I know what I am saying because I thought you were an asshole. Yes. You can YouTube it. Anyway, David said he was traumatized for 5 years. Anyway, but we became friends, and on my birthday he sends me cards, and last birthday he sent me a lovely card, kind of like silk flowers and butterflies, and not exactly me, but he wrote a beautiful thing in the inside in script, and okay. Script is something we used to do. And you're never gonna need it. Okay. All right, so at the bottom, it said, P.S. My mom always liked Sunny better. So I think he was harboring, I don't know. So that was then and I was 40, and this is now and I'm not. And I always hate to tell people my age because everybody will clap, and I don't know if it's because I'm still alive or I can still get into my costumes. And if I go blah, blah, blah inside my head, it's okay. I can't hear it, but I'm 73. We have to get on with this big extravaganza, but before I go, I just want to ask you one question, and that is, what is your granny doing tonight? I didn't know if it would make me sad, if it would make me happy, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll do it on my next farewell tour. And then I thought, bitch, for 500, you gotta do it now. So anyway, so I've been doing it, and people like it, and I like it, and he loves it.